Namaskar, Hari
Namaskar.
Om. These shlokas, have a special significance starting from 36 to the 11 verses. अभी इनको श्लोकास कहें या मंत्र कहें because in many places some many learned scholars have given a lot of important and extremely useful commentary on these shlokas of these 11 shlokas uttered in the form of a prayer, hailing the characteristics of the Lord Krishna. So it is also believed that starting from the shloka 36, and 36 has got a special significance. 3 and 6 is equal to 9, and then 9 is a mystic number. And स्थाने हृषिकेश तव प्रकीर्त्या जगत् प्रहृष्यत्यनुरज्यते च रक्षांसि भीतानि दिशो द्रवन्ति सर्वे समस्यन्ति च सिद्धसङ्घाः. He has given, and Madam has beautifully already explained the Pratipadartha and then also the Visheshartha. Just now Bhatte Sahab has started, and I thought maybe he was about to say what I also thought I would say. What is the God? We are on several places during the course of the Gita. God has given his location map, the address, and his being, his nature, all that. His personality, his form, though he is formless, to understand by the mere mortals. Uh, you know, and they're all called in our Sanskrit. They are called lakshana. Lakshanani are the characteristics of the God. In our Sanatan Dharma, it is very clearly defined as to understand the concept of the God. Even निर्गुण परब्रह्म जो होता है, जिनका फॉर्म नाम रूप जो नहीं होता है, उनको भी जानने के लिए, अपनाने के लिए, and to realize the Advaitic knowledge of Jivatma and then the Paramatma ka sambandha and Abheda. So, in different Shastras and different religions, in that sense, actually the six different paths are known as religions in our Sanatan Dharma. That is why it is called Shankaracharya is always hailed as Shan Mata Sthapanacharya. In many languages, in Hindi and other languages, very often people seem to say dharma, dharma for religion. Actually, dharma in its Sanskrit word doesn't mean religion actually. It is beyond religion and it is a duty, it is the righteousness, it is the responsibility. So, in that sense, there are several synonyms to dharma. धर्म और धर्मा जो बोलते हैं, so that is not religion. Actually, religion is to follow in a ritualistic manner in terms of several rituals. Puja, dhyana, yajna, tapo, homa. There are several forms of following the religion, and there are six. We have discussed several times, whether it is Shakti or Adhana or Vaishnava or Shaiva or Kaumara, Saura, Ganapatya. So these are the six different. So the mata. So what may be that way? It is called mata bheda. When you disagree with somebody, it is mata bheda. It is an opinion, and it's a form of committing yourself and devoting yourself and following that chosen path with a complete faith. While it is so, it is the ज्ञानी लोग जो होते हैं उनको मालूम होता है, and it is also said in our spiritual science, very practical spiritual science, and खास करके Bhagavad Gita. Now it is very clearly given because we have discussed earlier that it is a manual. It is not just a mere book. So it gives a stepwise to-do kind of a manual to simple human beings for an enlightened living and then the life and finally to attain the liberation or bliss, the state of bliss. So, in order to understand that the God, we need to understand the nature of the God or the characteristics of the God, or even in human beings, in management, in an interview, to understand a person, we would look at it, the biodata, and then we do the background check, and then we try to ask some questions, and we look at the behavior and the conduct of a person, and the several characteristics or the traits, the behavioral patterns, so similar kind of a thing. To understand a mere human being and make a judgment, we make such an effort, and then how much effort is required to understand one chosen God. Here, Arjuna is hailing and explaining several characteristics, the Lakshanas. And the beauty of Sanatan Dharma is that the Lakshanas itself are the Lakshya. Okay, the Lakshanas are the Lakshya, the destination. By understanding the characteristics and then by adopting those characteristics or by devoting ourselves to the characteristics, the chances of, like, we say that in management, in our self management as well as the scientific management also, we have some people called role models, and we follow them, and by following their behavioral patterns, what they do, that's why in another place in Bhagavad Gita, it is said that yadyadacharati shrestha tatta devetaro janaha sayat pramanam kurute. There is a concept called benchmark or a standard in management. So, whatever are the learned people with a lot of knowledge and then experience have done in the past, if by just merely observing them and then repeating and copying and adapting and implementing in our lives, the success can be guaranteed in the similar path. That's why we understand, we study the great leaders and their characteristics and their lives, who are Mahatmas and then, Nayakas and Raja Maharaja, and then of course Devas. अगर एक chosen गुरु या दैव को इतना महत्व और इतने लक्षण होते हैं, और उनमें से चंद लक्षण हम लेके भी हमारा जीवन सुधार सकते हैं. इमेजिन देवादिदेवा परमधामा, देवेश, तो द लॉर्ड ऑफ द लॉर्ड्स, द परमात्मा जो परमधामा होता है, द हाईएस्ट फॉर्म ऑफ द अबोर्ड, how many times he has to salute, and then how many times we will have to follow, how diligently we need to follow and then adapt. That's what he is saying. And it is not very easy. That's why by starting it with a salutation in a humble manner, and also giving an account of both Daiva as well as Asura kind of a earlier episodes also, of course, some people have raised objection in this episode. When I said Asura is Asuhu Ramante iti Asura, the hedonistic and pleasure-seeking, people. And today, Madam also is clarified that that's what it means. So that kind of a people, Siddha Sanghas, Rakshamsi, and Devaha, Manusha, everybody seems to be, reacting, responding in their own way. Those people, like previous episode we discussed, that who would be afraid of anything, the person who has guilt and then who has any doubt about it, or who has committed a sin or a wrong act, needs to be afraid. The person who is truthful and then a dharmic and a righteous person and a very very pious person, and then who is always contemplating the name of the Lord and surrendering himself in the glory of the Almighty, need not be afraid at all. So for such people there is no fear, and those are the people who are prostrating, whereas the other people naturally, जब जहाज डूबने लगता है, चूहे पहले बाहर निकलते हैं, तो डर की वजह से, तो जिनका डर होता है वो लोग भाग जाते हैं, दूर भाग जाते हैं, and that's what seems to be the analogy which is given, and that's why they are the people. So the असुरी प्रवृत्ति को कम करके, उनको छोड़ के, और दैव प्रवृत्ति अपनाने के लिए दैव के लक्षण जानना जरूरी है. And from here, like Natkarni Sahab was telling, like I said in the previous, being a Devi Upasaka, naturally there is a Brahmanda Purana saying that, and I have my music album, my first album, for which I've got a Sahitya Academy Award, on Devi Ma I have written in Telugu, the first time ever in the history of the literature, and for that I've got a Sahitya Academy Award. I'm sorry, not Sahitya Academy, the Ugadi Sahitya Puraskar of the Andhra Pradesh government. where it is about Devi Ma. The Devi Sukta also talk about Aham Vishwabhir Vasubhishwaram Aham Adityo Ashwino Bhaha. Like that, there is a Devi Sukta. So it is said in Brahmanda Purana, and the album name that I gave to my maiden venture for which I have got an award is Shriramo Lalitambika. In order just to give the author's name, that's my name, Shriram also. But the album is Lalitambika on the Lalita, the songs. It's a Carnatic classical album. Kirtanas I have written. So basically, ब्रह्मांड पुराण की जिक्र कर रहा हूँ मैं प्रस्ताव इसमें there are आर्षवाक्य श्रीरामो श्रीकृष्ण श्यामला चैव श्रीरामो ललितांबिका. In the sense, Sri Krishna is nothing but the embodiment of or manifestation of the Shamalamba, and which is another form of the Shakti. And Sri Ramo Lalitambika, it is believed by scholars, learned scholars, that the Ramaka avatar, Lord Rama's avatar, is nothing but it is the form of a Lalitambika, that is the Rajarajeshwari bolo, Devi Ma bolo, Lalitamba bolo, Bala Tripura Sundari bolo, Bhate Sahab, Shayad, some of you who are followers of the Shakti as well as the Kashmiri Shaivism, you would know what I am talking about. So in that sense, there is an Advaita, Sri Shiva, Shiva Shakti, Ardhanari, Swasrupa, Prakriti, Purusha, we have discussed throughout the Bhagavad Gita. So in the final analysis, but if you look at it, in the Bhagavad Gita is Bhagavad Gita, Su, Upanishad, Su, like that it is there, Yoga Shastra, Brahma Vidyayam, like that it says, it is nothing but the quintessence of all Upanishads. In these 11 verses, several, words which are in praise of the Lord were taken from Svetashvatara Upanishad, So, like to quote some of them, like it says, Esha Devo Vishwakarma Mahatma Anantaschatmo Vishwarupah Sada Jananam Hurdaye Sannivishtaha Angushtamatre Purusham Mahantam. So like that, several, because it is nothing but the quintessence of the Upanishads. So several references and annotations Arjuna or the Vedavyasa seem to have taken from the Svetashvatara Upanishads. So, and hence it is called the Upanishad ka Saramsh jo Gita hai, and hence it makes it an extremely user-friendly manual. And I am so glad that such a great knowledge has been now, at least after hundreds of years, has been accepted by even the government through the new education policy, and some of the veterans professors like Khandelwal Saab, and I had Meriko Saubhagya Mila ki to go through the manuscript and then the pre-publication edition just to make, to understand and make some suggestions, and I had discussed with Professor Khandelwal ji. And I am so glad that the book is coming and it is accepted, and Govindaguru University has accepted it and then made it into a curriculum. And being a professor of Indian and also going forward Indian knowledge system, I would look forward to any opportunity, as I shared earlier, to and with any institution interested in imparting the infinite divine useful practical knowledge to any age groups in any form. And thanks to the efforts of Professor Khandelwal and the promotion and the encouragement given by one university to start with, and I don't see any going back. And my all best wishes to you for the publication of the book. I've gone through the book. There are 18, that is also another mystic number. Traits have been taken from desire to happiness to joy to, like that. He has taken some 18 headings, and he has dealt with them with proper annotations of the shlokas from the Gita, and he has given a practical perspective of the management. I wish you all the best, and we look forward to any opportunity to be associated with you as ever. And this program, khas karke, is extremely useful. Even though I would, the first opportunity I would get to teach in any university or college, I am going to play these videos of the Vartic TV, these episodes, and then share it in the classroom. I am telling you, Sharmaji, and that is a great work that you are doing, and we are extremely happy once again to be part of this. Thank you.
आप सबके